Jimin, Jikook.
How did it feel the first day out of the military and to go back to your land?
되게 느낌이 이상했던 것 같아요. 뭔가 되게 기쁠 줄 알았는데.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. When news of members Jimin and Jungkook's recent activities began circulating on social media, no one expected that a simple moment would spark so much speculation among ARMY. The fandom, usually filled with laughter, support, and togetherness, was suddenly filled with the same question. Why was Jimin in Korea while Jungkook was spotted in Japan? And even more surprising, the two weren't seen together as usual. It all started on a seemingly ordinary morning. In South Korea, several fans near Incheon International Airport reported seeing Jimin arrive, dressed casually, with a calm expression and a slightly tired yet charming gait. Photos taken from a distance quickly spread across various online platforms. It wasn't long before hashtags about Jimin returning to Korea began trending. Meanwhile, almost simultaneously, videos from Japan showed Jungkook in the area around the Tokyo Dome, a location very familiar to BTS fans. He was seen smiling at staff, greeting a few fans from a distance, and walking with his usual confidence. However, one thing many immediately noticed was Jimin's absence. To some, this might seem like a normal occurrence. The schedules of members of a group as large as BTS often vary. But for ARMY, especially those who have followed the dynamics of Jimin and Jungkook's relationship for years, this situation felt different. Something felt unusual. There was an emptiness that was hard to explain. For years, Jimin and Jungkook were known as the two members who were almost always seen together. From their trainee days to their rise to global stardom, they often shared stages, practice rooms, and even small moments behind the scenes. Many fans describe them as inseparable best friends. Even in documentaries and live broadcasts, their closeness seemed so natural and genuine. That's why when news of their presence in two different countries emerged simultaneously, curiosity immediately spiked. Social media was filled with comments, theories, and lengthy discussions. Some fans tried to calm the situation by saying it was just a scheduling issue, but others felt there was a story that hadn't been told yet. One fan wrote on a forum, "I know they each have their own jobs, but it feels strange to see them separated like this. Usually, when one is in Japan, the other is there too." The comment garnered thousands of likes in just a few hours. Shortly after, reports surfaced that Jimin was seen visiting a recording studio in Seoul. He arrived dressed modestly, carrying a small bag, and appeared to be having a serious conversation with some staff. The moment was captured on camera from a distance and spread online. Many began to speculate that he was working on a solo project. This speculation actually made sense. In recent years, BTS members have begun to explore their individual careers. They've released solo songs, collaborated with other artists, and developed their own musical styles. If Jimin was focusing on a personal project, his presence in Korea wouldn't be unusual. However, for fans who pay close attention to small details, one thing made this situation even more emotional. They noticed that on several previous occasions, Jimin and Jungkook had often supported each other even when they had different schedules. They'd stayed in touch, mentioned each other's names, or even made surprise appearances at unexpected events. That's why, when there was no public interaction between them for several days, a sense of anxiety began to emerge. Not because of any conflict, but because fans had become accustomed to seeing them together. In Japan, the atmosphere around the Tokyo Dome remained lively. Fans gathered, carrying purple light sticks, and talking about Jungkook's possible appearance at an upcoming event. Some of them also wondered if Jimin would join them soon. A fan from Osaka said in a brief interview, "We always hope to see the two of them together. Their energy on stage feels different when they interact with each other." Meanwhile, in South Korea, the atmosphere around the recording studio where Jimin works was noticeably calmer. There were no large crowds, just a few fans waiting patiently outside the building. They carried cameras, posters, and small gifts, hoping to catch a glimpse of their idol. When Jimin finally emerged from the building that night, the other day he was seen smiling and waving to fans. The moment was brief, but enough to bring a sense of relief to many. His face looked healthy, his eyes were bright, and his expression suggested he was focused on his work. However, the main question remained, why wasn't he in Japan with Jungkook? Some entertainment industry analysts offered a more rational perspective. They explained that in the global music world, artist schedules are often extremely complex. Album recordings, choreography rehearsals, meetings with producers, and tour preparations can all occur simultaneously in different locations. In this context, Jimin's presence in Korea was likely related to preparations for a new project. He could have been recording a song, preparing a special performance, or working with the creative team on an upcoming concept. Meanwhile, Jungkook in Japan likely had different responsibilities. He could have been attending promotional events, stage rehearsals, or other activities that required his in-person presence. For some fans, this explanation was quite reasonable. However, for others, the story remained emotionally charged. They saw Jimin and Jungkook not only as colleagues but also as friends with a strong bond. Over the years, many moments have showcased their closeness. From dance practice to tour, from behind-the-scenes laughter to on-stage hugs, their relationship has always seemed warm and supportive. That's why when they were physically separated, even temporarily, fans immediately felt a shift in mood. A few days after the initial news broke, a short video from Japan went viral again. In the video, Jungkook is seen standing backstage, checking his microphone and talking to staff. At one point, he can be seen turning his head toward the empty chair next to him. No dialogue is clearly audible, but his facial expression is momentarily melancholic. The moment only lasts a few seconds, but it's enough to spark various interpretations. Fans began leaving comments like, "He looks like he's missing someone," or "Usually Jimin's there." On the other hand, some fans tried to calm the situation by reminding them that artists are also human beings with their own schedules and responsibilities. They emphasized that a temporary separation isn't a sign of trouble. And indeed, in the professional world, flexibility is important. Even in a tight-knit group like BTS, each member has a different role and project. A few days later, news emerged that changed the mood somewhat. A production staff member revealed unofficially that Jimin was working hard on a very special music project. He was spending hours in the studio, trying out various arrangements, and discussing small details with the producer. This news was immediately met with enthusiasm by fans. Many began speculating that he might be preparing a new album or a major collaboration. If this were true, then his presence in Korea made perfect sense. The focus and dedication he displayed suggested he was in a crucial creative phase. Meanwhile, in Japan, Jungkook continued his activities professionally. He looked energetic, smiled at fans, and delivered a stunning performance. On stage, on one occasion, he even mentioned another member's name in a brief conversation with the staff, demonstrating that their relationship remained strong despite being separated by location. As time went on, the mood among ARMY began to shift from worry to a more positive curiosity. They began to see this situation as part of a larger career journey. The temporary separation wasn't a sign of emotional distance, but rather proof that each member was growing and pursuing their own dreams. And perhaps precisely because they had such a strong bond, they were able to work independently without losing their sense of togetherness. Many fans eventually realized that Jimin and Jungkook's relationship wasn't defined by physical distance. Their closeness had been built over years through shared experiences, challenges, and successes they'd overcome as a team. When someone we care about isn't nearby, it doesn't mean the relationship is weakened. Sometimes, distance actually provides space for growth and development. This is also the case with Jimin and Jungkook. They may be in different countries for a while, but their goal remains the same: to give their best to their fans and continue creating meaningful work. Ultimately, this story isn't about separation, but about dedication, about two artists working hard in different places, yet connected by friendship, trust, and a shared dream. And for ARMYs around the world, one thing is certain: their moments together will always return. Whether it's on the concert stage, behind the scenes, or in a heartfelt new song. Because in the world of BTS, distance is temporary, but their bond is eternal. And perhaps, in the end, the story of Jimin in Korea while Jungkook is in Japan isn't about distance. It's not about separation. And it's not about anything bad. It's about the journey. About two people struggling in different places, yet connected by memories, hard work, and feelings that can't be explained in words. Because for many armies, their relationship isn't just about the big moments on stage, but also about the little things. Brief glances, simple name calls, or a presence that's always felt even when unseen. And that's what makes their story so special. So warm, so real. So what do you think? Is it just a matter of different schedules? Or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Let us know in the comments, because every theory, every feeling, and every perspective you share is part of the bigger story we're all following as armies. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe this channel, and share it with your fellow armies so they won't miss out on the latest updates about the world of BTS and Jikook special moments that always make our hearts flutter. Thank you for watching until the end. Keep supporting, keep believing, and stay together because their story continues. See you in the next video.